without further ado, let's welcome Hank Lewis.
Just goes. Okay, here we go. All right, bluff and the grid are not exactly on speaking terms. We don't need no stinking grid. We go down to Bluff, and we've actually now designed and built a solar trailer so that we're actually able to build all of our houses with solar power. And here we go. We don't need no stinking construction documents either. It's actually very cool. The reason one of the reasons that we chose the Navajo Res is because we can do a lot of experimentation. We can work on the fly, real time, and we don't need no stinking backhoes or bobcats or anything like that. These are the tools of our trade, the shovels. We actually pretty much dig all of our foundations by hand and by back. We don't turn down the offer of backhoes or bobcats, but we don't photograph them. This is actually when you go to the res, you figure out that the main resource is earth. So here we are panning for gold. No, actually, really, we were sifting sand, sifting clay all of the time. Every job really has an earthen component. Also, one of the great resources on the res are just old pieces of metal that we find everywhere. You know, it's a great repository of old cars, so we cut them up, use them. They're great rebar, great reinforcement bar. So we use them as much as possible. And then here we go. This is building rammed earth, which is a lot of people say it's labor intensive, but here it's labor very inexpensive, very cheap labor. Here we are, 40 shovels of clay, 20 of sand, 10 of road base, 5 of cement, and 5 gallons of water. This is the very first house we built, Rosie Joe, the very first rammed earth wall we built, and we built it in 7 sections in order to save on materials, save the 5/8 inch, the 5/8 inch plywood, and then the 2x12 whalers. Here we go. Here's the next attempt at rammed earth. We learn things. We learn things every new project we do. We learn something. So here we learned we use these rammed earth pieces as trom walls. So we learned how to frame, actually make picture frames out of the wall as you're looking out. The next project, here we go, the Benally House, 82 tons of rejected road base made into compressed earth bricks. That we actually, we set up all these conveyors, we rolled them all by hand into place, and it turned out to be absolutely beautiful. Here's a Flexcrete, a beautiful material that's actually made in Page. It uses fly ash, it uses a fibrous aggregate, so that it's very light. It's 5 times lighter than concrete. You can cut it, as you can see here, with just with a sawzall and make all kinds of great fun deals, great fun textures. This is a product called Monopan that we actually found in Germany. One of the students found it in Germany, and obviously there's a lot of embodied energy in that, but still we have to use. I think we have to juxtapose some really cool materials with what's natural. This is Oops. The world is not flat. We came down. They thought this is the Imbue group beforehand. So some of my favorite people. So they found out that the world is not flat. So they went out and actually hand selected all those tires in order to make a retention wall. This is just what the facts are on the res. 48% unemployment, 43% below poverty or living below poverty, 45% never completed high school, 61% never, have no telephones. Here's Nicholas at Rosie Joe's house. As we like to say, as everybody likes to say, one of the real reasons that we're down on the res is to, not to give a man a fish exactly, but we are giving away houses. But we're sort of teaching this man to fish, obviously, here. We have several kids actually now who've been recipients, sons and daughters of recipients who are actually working with us side by side. Caroline's house, she wanted this, this beautiful public space to be reminiscent of a hogan, and then you can see the back part, which she always says sort of reminds her of herself, looks a little odd shaped. Here's White Horse. You can see that we use, we're reusing materials all the time. The corrugated metal, the rusted corrugated metal, all of this other stuff is aluminum that we get from a great sponsor of ours named Freeform. I know we're not supposed to advertise anybody, but and then you see those pallets that were sort of redesigned, and you've seen this before actually from Already Tonight, the Benally House. Those solid walls are actually the compressed earth brick, and they're actually pointed from a focal point in the back, which is the hearth. They point out from that focal point to the four sacred mountains that are the cardinal points of the res. This is the house that the University of Colorado just almost finished. I think we're about 87.3% finished. This is actually very interesting materials. That's just actual just cement board as siding, and then a bunch of rusted. This is actually the Benally House time lapse. Pretty cool. And you notice how see all those striations in the cliff behind, and how the corrugated metal, the sort of Core-10 corrugated metal rusting takes that striation into effect. And then, as we say, like the Anasazi left all their handprints, and as everybody leaves their own tags on everything like that, we're leaving our tag generally on every house there, and we're definitely leaving our tag on the res, and we will continue to leave our tag there and exit through the gift shop. Thank you very much.